I don't know if they were going for an inclusivity thing. I don't know what the purpose of this movie was. It's so confusing.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the show.
Eat my shorts.
So here is to conversation.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Welcome to the Cash Exchange.
Welcome.
How goes it? How's your day going?
Can't complain. The weather has calmed down significantly in the past couple days. No longer feels like we're in the middle of a biblical flood.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're getting a lot of that runoff from Kerrville, I bet.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough out here.
Yeah.
Not anywhere near the areas around us, but
Well,
how are you enjoying Beantown?
good. So there's a casino that I have been to here before. It's the only one in Boston. And just for shizzles and giggles, when I landed, I logged into my rewards account through them to see if I had any free money, any comps, any free play. And it said that I had $150 on there just to use. Free money. So let this be a lesson to the kids. If you lose your ass at a casino, then you can always come back and they'll give you free money. And then you can lose their money and then lose even more of your money after that. So just
That is a fact.
let you know. Okay.
Are you going
And
on record to endorse gambling?
will they sponsor us? I'd love to be sponsored by a casino.
If we're going to get sponsored by a casino, I feel like we have to try for the Oklahoma ones first before we start going to the Northeast.
The regional ones? No, all the money right now is in online casinos that you can't even play with real money unless you're in like 2 states. Jersey and another state.
Nevada?
I know Jersey's one of them.
No?
No, I don't think you can do it in Nevada because that would cut into the casino's revenue and all the
I guess,
tourism.
yeah.
No, I know Nevada's not one of them. Anyways, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit on it. I'm gonna wait until I have a day where I'm in a good headspace. I get a lot of work done and I'm feeling really good, and then I'll go.
Okay.
And so yesterday, which was a Friday, I get all my stuff done. I get back to the hotel. It's like 8 o'clock or so. And I'm not really tired. I'm still jazzed from having a successful day. And so I decide to go to the casino. I go down, I get in the truck, I log in just to make sure. Now it says all my rewards are gone.
That seems very apt for gambling.
So I assumed maybe it was because it's a Friday and they don't let you use
Sure.
that money on Fridays. Because a lot of times when they give you these deals or whatever, it's tied to a whole bunch of stipulations. Like the one near us, the casino near us, they'll give you 2 free hotel nights, but you can only use them Monday through Thursday.
Reasonably, yeah.
And who's going to go to a hotel on a Tuesday through Thursday?
Shift workers.
But that's why they do it. It's still, yeah. You filthy restaurant heathens.
How dare you? I mean, yeah, but how dare you?
I was one of them. That's fine. I can say that. And so I'm hoping that come Monday, it pops back up there. But if not, then I just lost $150 that I was probably going to lose anyways, but did not have the opportunity to lose willingly.
That still feels pretty on brand.
And then I was already in the truck. I found a restaurant here that is pretty sparse where we are that I like. So I ordered from there, not realizing that it was in downtown Boston on a Friday night.
Oh, God.
And I spent about 30 minutes just circling around trying to find somewhere to park. Finally parked illegally. And now that I'm not parked there anymore, the statute of limitations is up. Got my food, ran back to the truck, and then came back. And it was still an eventful night, I guess. Still got to go explore the city, part of Boston I've never seen before because I didn't really have an interest in seeing downtown on a on
Sure.
a Friday night, but a lot of Northeastern wannabes up here.
Northeastern wannabes?
Yeah, a lot of Yankee wannabe cowboys. I can't tell you how many women I saw walking around in like these giant boots that didn't fit them, just clomping around all over downtown last night.
I
Brand new, looked like first time out.
I
They
am
weren't road worn.
incredibly familiar with the wannabe cowboy vibe. I worked in the Fort Worth stockyards for a long time, and I work in Austin now,
Yeah.
and both of those were massive destinations for bachelor and bachelorette parties. What do you wear if you're having a bachelor or bachelorette party in two of arguably the most country places there are? Cowboy boots that you bought day of, that are not going to be fun to break
Yeah.
in over a weekend.
No. While you're drunk as hell.
I mean, I feel like that part makes it a little easier.
Extra points if you get the Beyonce cowboy hat with all the chandelier crap hanging from the brim.
I think of that as the Orville Peck hat, personally. I'm not a Cowboy Carter fan.
Who?
Orville Peck. He's
No clue.
a weird like subgenre called cosmic country. He's a very strange man, but he wears like masks and tassels from his cowboy hat. Very strange dude.
Okay.
Good musician though.
What'd you say the subgenre was?
It's called cosmic country.
Is that the same kind of offshoot as like hick hop?
I've never heard the term hick hop in my life, but yes. Who qualifies as hick hop?
Cowboy Troy.
Okay.
Jason Aldean when in Dirt Road Anthem, which was a Colt Ford song. Sam Hunt, oddly enough, is very, very talk rapish heavy.
Huh.
Yeah, hip hop. Should check it out. Cowboy Troy. I play chicken with the train.
I remember Cowboy Troy.
Oh, which brings me to another point. Okay, so for those that don't know, I am on a quest to go to as many Texas roadhouses in as many states as I can. So I've been to this one before, so this one didn't check anything off my list. I went to one in Everett, Massachusetts, and they did something that you don't see in Texas roadhouses, which is they cut the music out and then they play, what was it? The Watermelon Crawl by
Okay.
Tracy Bird, and they get in that little alleyway between the booths and the bar, and they do a whole line dance.
Oh Lord.
And I don't know if they don't do it in Texas because they would just be mocked relentlessly.
Sure, probably.
Because this is on par with
Mhm.
birthday celebrations. Like if someone came up to me and said, "Hey, you have to go sing happy birthday to this little punk," or someone said, "Hey, you have to go line dance to the Watermelon Crawl real quick, just as a sideshow." Have you ever seen it in Texas Roadhouse?
No.
I've seen it before because I'm well traveled.
No.
But you've
I've never
seen it?
seen a place that line dances or makes their servers line dance outside of like sort of Babe's Chicken and Joe's Crab Shack, which I'm not confident still exists.
There's a couple. There's still one in the San Antonio Riverwalk. There's one in somewhere near Dallas,
Okay.
DeSoto, I think. I think there's still one. And I was watching The Ringer today.
Sure.
A classic film, Johnny Knoxville. Check it out if you haven't watched it. Completely endorsed, and the script was reviewed by the Special Olympics Committee. So you can't even say, "Oh, it's just making fun of them," because they approved of it. They liked the message. Anyways, the server, the restaurant they go to when they go on the double date, and Johnny Knoxville doesn't realize that they brought a special needs woman to be his date for this lunch. They're at a Joe's Crab Shack.
Oh, that's a fun little bit of trivia.
Yeah. So there you go. Anyways, enough about my adventures. On to our episode, which is a part 2. If you haven't listened to this one, go listen to the first one. It was I would say it was an homage. It was a tribute to actors that have certain, what would you call it?
Repeatable qualities.
Yes. that works for them, and they know it, and they make it work. So more power to them. But this one is an episode to complement that one, but going the other direction. You already know that, but
Mhm.
I did make three things for this episode, anyways,
Okay.
and one of
What do you
them
got?
is I'm pretty proud of because I did probably about 2 hours of research. I stumbled on this one and I had my own eureka moment.
Okay.
All right, what do bubble wrap, Viagra, and Lysol all have in common?
Bubble wrap, Viagra, and Lysol.
Yes,
I know what the episode is,
you do.
but I don't know how those things connect.
Everyone knows. And if you need to, pause it, do a little brain teaser, and see if you can figure out how all these things can be used to be associated with actors who broke typecasting, who broke the mold, who were pigeonholed into a certain arena and then dug their way out and have been very successful. All right, I'll give it to you.
They were originally for a different purpose.
There you go.
I know Viagra was at one point for blood pressure.
And angina, which is a funny malady to have. This
For
man,
Viagra, yeah.
this man has an angina. Give him some Viagra for his angina. For those who didn't know, bubble wrap, it gets everything from point A to point B. Bubble wrap used to be much smaller bubbles, but now it's just like giant pillows. Now the bubble wrap is
Mhm.
like 3 giant pillows. But before, your delivery came with a game with something to annoy the hell out of your parents with. You just pop all those bubbles individually. But do you know how it started? Do you know why it was created in the first place?
No,
It was intended to be a textured wallpaper.
that's awesome. Why don't we use bubble wrap as wallpaper these days?
I would assume because the kids were spending all day popping the walls.
I'm an adult and I want to spend all day popping the wall.
It never took off. Do you think we could do like a rage room, but just have bubble wrap on the walls? Just bubble wrap wallpaper? How much do you think we could
Yeah.
make off of that? Bubble wrap's pretty cheap.
One man's rage room is another man's ASMR. So I think it's probably a twofold business.
There we go.
I think we would succeed with it.
All right. Yeah, we'll put someone in the room and then we'll have someone else behind two-way glass with headphones on. You win twice, brother. It's good biz. And Viagra, as we discussed, was initially created as a blood pressure medicine, but then they realized that it gave dudes some high blood pressure inducing side effects, and
Mhm.
so they pivoted and entered the history books for forever. What about Lysol?
This is what happens. This is what happens when your medicine is commandeered by a hot girl with a rolling backpack.
Yeah. Frickin'
I
pharmaceutical
have
reps.
no idea what Lysol was for.
What do you use it for now? Like where would you use it?
It's a disinfectant. You use it to clean things.
Yep. Would you use it to clean you?
Absolutely not.
No. So you're telling me
I
that
feel like it
there's
would burn
no
me.
orifice that you would spray Lysol into to clean yourself?
Into? Was it a breath freshener?
You want me to read an ad to you
Yes,
from
absolutely.
the
What do you got?
50s? Okay. So I
Give us your best transatlantic accent.
I will post this to our Instagram before this episode publishes. You want transatlantic?
I want transatlantic.
Why does he pull away from the touch? If a husband avoids a love pet, caresses, the answer might lie in the neglect of intimate feminine daintiness. Could this neglect kill romance? Yes, proper feminine hygiene is necessary for complete womanly charm. That's why many doctors often recommend Lysol brand disinfectant for effective douching.
What?
Why Lysol instead of some other disinfectant? Because Lysol is a proved German odor killer. Unlike many less dependable preparations, potent, reliable Lysol kills all germs in contact. And what about using salsa soda and other homemade douching solutions? No weak makeshift solutions can begin to compare with Lysol's proved efficiency in contact with organic matter. Let Lysol help you keep your wholesome, complete daintiness so important to married happiness. Always use Lysol in the douche. Feminine hygiene, always use Lysol.
I was really hoping it was a mouthwash. Also, your time in Boston has affected
Well,
you.
where is
You
the
got real
Atlantic?
northeastern there for a
It's
second.
on the east.
Oh my God.
So you're telling me that you would not Lysol yourself to know that you are 100% keeping your daintiness.
I want to know. I don't want to know, but I want to know what the pitch meeting looks like for let's make disinfectant spray douches.
I don't know. But apparently, Stinky Clam is going to be the downfall of many marriages.
Oh my God. Just like halitosis, the fake disorder that was cured by floor cleaner.
Yeah.
What a fun time we were having.
All the same. Before science stepped in and say, hey, maybe don't put disinfectant in your cooter, when everyone just threw caution to the wind. And these people still live to be 90 years old. The ones who didn't die at 50 from emphysema and
I mean,
mesothelioma.
after a certain point, I think you're invincible.
Yeah, it's
If
like
you
that
spent
woman who was interviewed by the news and that she was turning 100 and they're like, what's your secret? I drink a Dr. Pepper every day and I smoke a pack of cigarettes every day. So, I don't know,
Marlboro
man.
Man got nothing on her. 4 of them
Different
died.
strokes for different folks. Which brings us to the topic of today. Things that started out with one persona, one specific bag of tricks, and everyone thought that was it. But then maybe as their career went on, maybe as they got older, wiser, needed money, I don't know, they switched it up and they were pretty successful at it. So you wanna start with your first one?
Sure. My first one, a lot of the ones that I went with have a sort of trend where they started out as comedic actors and then they moved into more serious roles. And I think no one kind of encapsulates this better than Vince Vaughn.
Oh my God. So we little peek behind the curtains. We give each other the topic and we make our notes independently. Like I don't tell you about anything I have, and you don't tell me about anything you have. You don't tell me about your 3 things. I don't tell you about my 3 things.
Right.
But my first one on this list was Vince Vaughn.
I have genuinely really liked the stuff that he's done lately.
Me
which
too.
is a pretty big departure from the things that like he cut his teeth on. So he was that kind of like goofy, like Wedding Crashers kind of actor for the longest time. And he would do all of these comedies with Owen Wilson. He did, I mean, I guess honestly, Wedding Crashers is the most kind of emblematic of where his style of acting
And
was for the longest time.
the internship.
The Internship, yeah. Delivery Man.
Just a fish out of water kind of thing.
Yeah. But then more recently, he's done a stint of these like dramas, and he has done so well with them. He did, I want to say it was called like Block 17 on Netflix. He did
Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Brawl in Cell Block 99. But he's done that kind of thing. He just did Nona's, which is a little bit more of this like heartfelt kind of movie. It has comedic elements, but it's still more of a like feel good drama kind of thing.
I want to watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but it was on my list.
He was a bad guy in a movie with Liam Hemsworth that I want to say was called Arkansas.
Maybe. He also did like it was like Hot Chick, but with murder. It was a horror movie. He did that. I don't remember what it was called, but he was like a serial killer and then gets put into a teenage girl's body and then
Oh, right. Yeah.
but I had him described as the annoying guy at the party. Walks up to you like you're his best friend and then moves on to the next person as soon as they show up.
Right. Dodgeball was the movie I was trying to think of that completely skipped my mind. Dodgeball and Wedding Crashers are the emblematic OG
Old school.
Vince Vaughn.
Swingers, Jurassic Park 2,
I
Lost
have
World.
not seen that.
Yeah, he's in that. Saves his dinosaur and then gets eaten. So, just a word to the wise out there. Don't ever save a dinosaur because you will be eaten.
If that
Have you
wasn't
seen
deeply implied.
obvious enough? Yeah. Have you seen Bad Monkey?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
It's good. It's good. There's 2 seasons, I think, and they're working on 3rd season.
Okay.
Definitely worth checking out. It's him and just a bunch of people you've never heard of, but
Mhm.
it's really good.
I
On
don't have Apple TV anymore.
TV Plus. Well, I can bring you into the fold. I have it.
I might take you up on that.
Would you like to be part of my family?
I would love to be a part of your family.
But I think his first like true breakaway was he did all those comedies in like the what early 2000s and then into the 10s.
Yeah.
And then he kind of went away for a little bit and then he came back in True Detective.
Yeah.
Which True Detective seems like a show that a lot of these guys jump off into and it is real successful for him.
There's another person on my list later on that also switched sides with True Detective.
Mine too. I bet it's
Probably
the
the
same
same
one. It's
one.
Colin Farrell, right? Or Woody Harrelson.
Oh, never mind. Neither.
No, I'm just kidding. I know who it is. He was also in Tires. Have you seen the second season of Tires yet?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, he's in that too.
Mhm.
And he's like the sage, wise old man.
Which
On that,
I love that for him.
he helps Shane realize his true potential and what he wants in life.
So you think his flip was True Detective?
I do, yeah.
I had mine down as The Breakup with Jennifer Aniston because it had little bits of comedy in it. Like they're
Mhm.
both comedy actors, but it was such a devastating movie that like I feel like that was kind of the bridge between the goofball comedies and the more serious stuff that he's done more recently.
Yeah, my favorite scene from the breakup is when Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn are getting into a fight, and he brings up her sister, and she says, "Don't you dare! She's been through a lot." And then his only response is, "A dick," and it's the best. And if I were ever in that scenario, that's the same exact response I would have to.
Really?
But I haven't been blessed to be in that scenario yet. So one day,
Good grief.
one day. Okay, what's your numero dos?
All right. So numero dos, what do you got?
I have the great, the powerful, the icon of Texas, Mr. Matthew McConaughey.
All right, all right, all right. He was my other True Detective move.
If you showed someone who didn't know anything, you just go and pluck someone out of one of those uncontacted tribes, like that one in India
Mhm.
that no one's allowed to touch, that eat people.
Sure.
What are they called? I don't
I don't
remember.
know one in
I'll come
India.
back
I know
to
one
it.
in the Amazon.
The Sentinelese. So if you went and plucked one of
Okay.
the Sentinelese out of the Indian Ocean and brought them to your home after explaining to them what a plane was and what a movie is and what running water looks like, and you showed them failure to launch,
Mhm.
and then you showed them season 1 of True Detective, there's absolutely no way they would know that was the same person.
Sure. Yeah.
That the dusty blonde haired guy in the first movie was the same as this chain smoking, grizzled old man in True Detective.
Are
And I
you?
think it.
Oh, go ahead.
I just think that it is amazing what he's been able to do.
I would wholeheartedly agree. I read his book, Green Lights, or I listened to the audiobook because I love his voice. Everyone does. And one of the things that he mentioned was that after he had done, why can I not think of
The Wedding
Why can't I
Planner?
think of the movie? No, the first one he did, Dazed and Confused. When he did Dazed and Confused, he just kind of like stumbled into that one. And because of his general aesthetic, they started casting him in rom-coms. It wasn't necessarily what he wanted to do. What he wanted to do was a lot more of the more like dramatic, more like well-rounded roles. But they just loved him so much in these rom-com roles that he ended up in Failure to Launch and The Wedding Planner and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which is one of my favorite rom-coms.
Fool's Gold is pretty good too.
Yeah. There was a real big push for him and Kate Hudson for a minute there.
Yep. I don't remember. It was after all those, and then they offered him another movie, and he turned it down because he knew that he was getting typecast as rom-com guy, and he didn't want that. He turned them down, and then they came back with an even bigger offer, like one that was really too big to refuse, most money he'd ever made in his career, and then he still turned that down because he was so adamant that he didn't want to be the rom-com guy. And he held out, and I don't think a lot of people would.
What movie was it?
Remember, let's find out.
While you're doing that, what do you personally view as the peak of Matthew McConaughey? What is his best performance? There is a correct answer for this, by the way.
It's okay. I would guess that you are going to say Interstellar.
What is your take on this?
Was Interstellar your answer?
It was not.
Oh, okay. Um, so I think Interstellar is the obvious one. I
Sure.
think like Interstellar is one of my most favorite movies. Just I love Christopher Nolan, and it's just like peak everything I love about Christopher Nolan, Matthew McConaughey, and just I love space movies.
Sure.
So it's up there. But I think that my favorite movie where I just saw him as something way more than rom-com guy would be The Lincoln Lawyer.
Okay. That
I
was a really great
love
performance.
The Lincoln Lawyer. I've seen it probably like 100 times, and I could watch it 100 more times. Oh, it was a Magnum PI movie remake,
Okay. It's not really
and he held out. They offered him. It's not a rom com, but they offered him 15 million at the end, and he turned it down. That was twice as much as he had ever had for a movie role before, and he instead, little while later, decided to be in Dallas Buyers Club.
See, that was going to be the one that I mentioned as my number one as a serious answer, but I was actually, before you took it in a more serious direction, going to say the Lincoln commercials. That's his best dramatic work. You said Lincoln before you said lawyer, and I was like, we're on the same page. We are not. The Lincoln Lawyer was a fantastic movie.
We were on adjacent pages.
we were in the same chapter at least.
Yeah, those commercials were odd.
The weirdest part about that is that I don't remember any of the actual specific commercials. I only remember either the Family Guy parody or the Jim Carrey parody on SNL.
Where you just roll on a booger. One issue I did have with Matthew McConaughey, even in his earlier work, was just he became, I think, because of his charisma, his personality, and the fact that he makes so much of his existence about Texas, everyone just assumed that Matthew McConaughey was every Texas guy. And back then, he was really leaning into the stereotypes
Sure.
of what it truly means to be Texan, and kind of giving the rest of us a bad rap.
To be fair, he was raised in like Texas.
It was.
Whereas we were raised in Texas. We were raised in most big cities.
We were raised in the area where all the oil money goes. We weren't raised in the oil fields where all the poes are. We were raised where all the money went after it was refined and sold for millions and millions of dollars. So yeah, we don't have that kind of cred, but he did. He was an ambassador for Texans everywhere, and in the beginning, I think he could have done more to uphold his responsibilities as a ambassador of Texas to maybe make us not look so hickish.
Riding a horse to school.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say that right now, if he's not filming anything, he's probably like within 20 miles of you right now.
Yes.
He is big at UT games. He's big in the school, and I think doesn't he teach a class there,
Yeah, he teaches at UT.
like a filmmaking class?
Mhm.
Yeah. So real good dude. I had him described in the beginning as goofy Texas guy, usually down on his luck by his own hand, had to let you know how Texan he was.
I had Stoner Cowboy.
That is also great. And then his turn with Lincoln Lawyer, with Dallas Buyers Club, Interstellar, True Detective, Mud, which is also another great movie.
Mhm.
Toned down, took the Tommy Lee Jones trajectory, Wise Old Cowboy.
Okay. So
And that's his current era.
is his eventual persona going to be Sam Elliott?
I hope so. I sure hope so. And now these moves from goofy guy, goofy rom-com guy, to serious actor that their life end goal is to further the craft of acting is not always without its missteps. Have you ever seen the movie Serenity
No.
with Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jason Clarke? And I think there was one more person you might have heard of, but we've talked about it before.
Jason Clarke is the guy that was in Planet of the Apes, right? The newest ones?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So quick synopsis. It is about a ex-husband, ex-wife. Ex-wife married rich. They both go on a boating excursion because the ex-husband is a deep sea fisherman. And the new husband doesn't realize that the ex-wife had contracted the ex-husband to murder her husband and drop his body in the sea. It's a very convoluted plot. It's very stupid. The rationale behind all of it is very dumb. But what is the most unnecessary, stupid, ridiculous plot twist is that this entire story was a video game that the ex-wife and the ex-husband's son had made because the ex-husband was dead. So he wanted it as a way to remember his father, and he hated his stepfather. And so you find out at the very end that this whole thing was just like a sim. And then in the last scene, the kid goes and kills his stepdad. End of movie.
Huh.
And it's so stupid and it's so dumb. And it is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And I hate that Matthew McConaughey is attached to it. I would hope that the only reason he was in it was because of some sort of contract that he had to fulfill. But just dumb, dumb, dumb.
If we're talking about bad Matthew McConaughey movies, Serenity, I believe, can be topped by one.
Uh-oh.
One of the
Texas
most
Chainsaw Massacre 2?
worse.
Oh.
This is not Do Your Thing, because that movie is Tiptoes. Have you ever seen Tiptoes?
I have seen things about it. I've seen many things about it.
I watched it a couple years back because I, quite honestly, did not believe this particular movie existed. Essentially, the plot of this movie is that Matthew McConaughey is into this girl. He's having these reservations as to whether or not he wants to introduce her to his family. His family just so happens to be entirely composed of little people. One of these little people just so happens to be, for some reason, Gary Oldman on his knees.
Commissioner Gordon.
He walks just like he
swings his legs out.
he swings his legs because he's walking on his knees. He can't bend
like-
anything.
It's like when you see one of those old Western movies and they got the chaps on.
Yeah.
And they can't really bend their legs, so they just swing one out and then swing the other one out. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. It is I don't know if they were going for an inclusivity thing. I don't know what the purpose of this movie was. It's so confusing. There ends up being a love triangle between Gary Oldman, Matthew McConaughey, and Kate Beckinsale. Spoiler alert, Kate Beckinsale ends up with on his knees Gary Oldman.
Beckinsale?
Yeah, it's Kate Beckinsale, is it not?
Kate Beckinsale. Beckinsale.
Is there not
Wait,
another?
say it again?
It's Kate Beckinsale, isn't it? Isn't there a D?
There's no D, no.
I did not know that.
Beckinsale.
I have pronounced that wrong for a long time. Beckinsale. Beckinsale. Huh. But yeah, this was also, for the record, before Peter Dinklage went anti-little person.
Don't even get me started on Peter Dinklage. Guy's a tool. Figuratively big as a jackass, and literally the littlest jackass in the biz today.
I had another one that I had tied into Matthew McConaughey. So I did essentially degrees of separation on this one. Matthew McConaughey was in a movie called Magic Mike with Channing Tatum, who I would argue is also one of the one note to more well-rounded people.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. Little side note about Magic Mike. So I saw it in theaters, and I'm not ashamed to admit that because it's definitely just like Showgirls for women. And Matthew McConaughey sings a song in it called Ladies of Tampa, and I loved it. I don't know why. I just thought it was so catchy, and I was singing it all the time. So I went to buy it on iTunes, and you couldn't buy it individually. You had to buy the whole album.
You bought,
I bought
the
whole
Magic
album.
Mike soundtrack?
Yeah. And you know what?
Lord.
It grows on you. It grows on you. After having it on my phone for, I don't know, 12, 13 years, it there's actually some really great tracks on it, including
How much
Ladies
Genuine
of Tampa.
is on that?
Just one. Just Pony.
Is it just Pony? Disappointing.
Channing Tatum, I think he straddles it because I think that he did the rom-coms, he did the comedies, he did the dramatic like Magic Mike stuff, and he can still go back and do something like 21, 22 Jump Street. He can still go back and do Logan Lucky. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that was on my list of
real good
different kind of performances.
In fact, it popped up on Netflix, I think, and I think I'll probably watch it tonight.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
I will say though that he was in one of the worst movies with the biggest budgets that I've ever seen outside of maybe Madam Web, which was Jupiter Ascending with Mila Kunis.
Wasn't he some sort of hybrid? Something?
He was a dog man alien thing.
Yeah.
Not a good movie. Do not recommend. But I do like the more dramatic turn. So he's had a couple of like good kind of standout performances in the drama side of things. So aside from Logan Lucky, he's got Foxcatcher and Blink Twice, where he's a serial killer, I believe.
No. Have you seen it?
No. It's pretty new. I haven't seen it on streaming yet.
He's like a
stalker?
Tech guru? No. And they have these parties where they invite these people to their island and they just go crazy, and then they rape people. They drug them and rape them. And then one of the girls he invites realizes what's going on and all these people that are hiding it, and so she just goes on a murder spree. It's okay. Not usually my type of movie, but It was decent. I think it was the only reason he was in it was because it was directed by Zoe Kravitz and they were dating for a while.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
it was directed by Zoe Kravitz. I knew they were together for a while.
No, I had the same issue. I had one of the issues I had with this movie is the same one that I had with Nosferatu.
Mhm.
And if you'll remember, they did very weird close-ups on uh, Lily Rose Depp that maybe shouldn't be accentuated. It just takes you out of it.
Sure.
Well, they did the same thing with this one, but this actress had a huge gap in her teeth, and they would just zoom in all the way to it. Where on a movie screen, the gap had to have been like 2 feet wide. That's how zoomed in they
It
were.
was just teeth? That's insane.
Have you seen Mickey
17?
17,
Yeah.
16, whatever it is?
Yeah.
The black woman in that, his
Mhm.
girlfriend, that's the girl from Blink Twice.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that gap was just they would like do super zoom ins on her face and just like this much was gap.
Ugh.
And it takes you out of it.
Thanks.
Just like Lily Rose and Depp's nipples.
Sure. Yeah.
So there you go.
On the note of Mickey 17, I also had our Pats on my list.
Oh yeah? I didn't have him on my list, but I should have.
He went through a very tough time after Twilight where just everyone crapped on the movie, crapped on him and on Kristen Stewart, and their performances were bad. The movie
They were.
itself was bad. The books are bad.
The
Like,
only redeeming actor in that movie was Charlie.
absolutely. Charlie Swan deserved better. So much better. Anna Kendrick forgot she was in the movie.
I think I would say that too after I cashed that paycheck.
Right? If I got to hit it big with Pitch Perfect, Twilight who? But after he had gotten typecast as this just like brooding, sparkly vampire, he spent a really long time trying to redeem himself in the public eye. And he has had some just phenomenal performances since then. He's actually a really well-rounded actor. He
He
did, I think he did incredible in The Batman.
yeah. Even though that was just non-sparkly Edward.
I still think
If
he
we
did
really break it down.
fantastic in Batman. I think
From what
as
you could see of the movie, because the whole thing was like pitch
Game of
black.
Thrones dark. Yeah.
Yes.
The Lighthouse, super, super bizarre movie. Him and Willem Dafoe did a great job.
Yeah, I agree with
Mickey
that.
17, Good Times. He has just had like, I feel personally, hit after hit since his
It,
little renaissance.
I always have so much more respect for like an actor's abilities when they can play two roles in the same movie that are completely opposite of each other.
Yeah.
Like the two Mickeys, the main Mickeys, and Mickey 17.
Mm-hmm.
British actor in Dreamcatcher, which is like an early 2000s Stephen King adaptation. I don't remember what his name is, but he did that, and he was like taken over by a parasite. And so it would be like the flip of a switch that he would have this completely different personality. And he did really great with that. I feel like I'm missing another big one.
James McAvoy in Split.
Yes. Yeah.
That was
And just
incredible.
the ability that they're able to do that with is just it's crazy. And it should be applauded. I had a few honorable mentions that I wanted to get to before I got to my last one.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston, Seinfeld, Malcolm in the Middle, some like bit parts in movies, and then boom, Walter White in Breaking Bad. Just a complete 180 from everything that you knew him from before. And really, whenever he started Breaking Bad, just he was unrecognizable from all of his other stuff. And then especially when he went bald and just became like the ultimate villain.
Yeah.
Just a complete departure from what everyone had known him for before, and just killed it. Did an amazing job with it. Jonah Hill,
Yeah.
super bad. All the Apatow stuff, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and then came
Wolf of Wall
Wolf of Wall
Street.
Street, Moneyball. Feel like there's probably something else I'm missing. One of his bigger ones,
He did that
but
documentary on Netflix about his therapy, which I'm personally against, but
yeah.
to each their own.
Who would have thought that in 2008, 2007, whenever Superbad came out and he got the period on his pants,
Mhm.
that fat kid would get an Oscar? Nobody
Nobody.
thought that. And then Steve Carell started out as, improv, comedy, and bit
Daily Show.
parts, Daily Show, yeah. And then 4-Year-Old Virgin, that solidified him as like a comedic actor. And then after that, The Office, which just shot him up into like one of the best comedic actors of all time. And then he starts doing stuff like Foxcatcher,
Mhm.
Dan in Real Life,
Yeah.
Crazy Stupid Love.
I love that movie.
I do too. All great movies. What's the one where he loses his son? I think his son commits
Was this his son?
the ultimate sin, because it's a real good one and it's worth checking out.
Beautiful Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you saw him as Michael Scott, you wouldn't think that he would have any of this in him.
Yeah.
But then there were also times where that kind of stuff would shine through in Michael Scott. The Steve Carell stuff, his like more serious stuff did come out in Michael Scott occasionally, but it never seemed like it was something that could be sustained for an entire movie.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Who's next on your list?
So next up, fellow Superbad star, Emma Stone. I really like her transition, acting wise. That she started out as like the like quirky weird girl, which to be
Mhm.
fair, she does still do, because beautiful things.
Pretty things.
What is it called? The new Yorgos Lanthimos movie.
Bless you.
Thank you. Poor things.
Poor things.
The new like Poor Things is still her doing her weird girl shtick, but starting out with things
Like
like
a super creepy movie. Have you seen it?
it's a lot. It's a weird movie, but it does get pretty intense. It is a really like dramatic
Like
film.
child predators. Is that a
She's
theme?
she's like a Frankenstein's monster essentially.
Like
She was
has the
brought back to life,
mentality
but
of a
she
child.
has So it's a very weird movie. But she started as, as Jules in Superbad. She Wichita in Zombieland. She did a bunch of those like goofy movies, and then she was sort of that same like goofier kind of personality when she was Gwen Stacy. I would argue that was probably her like start to transition away from just the quirky girl thing.
Yeah.
Eventually, she moved into La La Land. She did
Ryan.
Best Ryan, I'd argue.
The best Ryan. Yeah.
Best Ryan. She had The Help, The Favorite.
She was in one of my favorite movies, movie 43.
Why is that your favorite movie? That is such an awful movie.
It's yeah, I don't know. There are just scenes from it that stick with me, and all these gigantic actors are in it just doing the most. One of the first scenes is Kate Winslet on a date with Hugh Jackman, and he's just got testicles hanging from his chin.
For the uninitiated, do not watch this movie.
Watch it. No,
I don't even think I can give
definitely
you
watch it.
I don't think I can give you a Cliff Notes because it's ridiculous. Jeremy Allen White, famous of Shameless and The Bear, is dating a what
A
is she?
broom
She's not
woman
a broom, yeah.
that is dressed up like his mother
And he talks for her.
while he's homeschooled.
It is I will say, I do really love that particular skit. Nothing else in it.
What about when they're making the iBabe and Richard Gere is Steve Jobs?
No.
And they had to put, there's a vent. There's a fan in the vagina to vent all the hot air out. And they had to put a cover over it because people were trying to stick their wieners in the vent and getting it all chopped up by the fan. And Richard Gere could not fathom why. And the whole time this scene is done, the iBabe is right there, and it's a naked woman.
Yeah.
And watch it. Movie 43, watch it.
In the wise words of whitest kids you know, it'll rip your dick off. There are only two skits that I like really remember from movie 43, and it's the Jeremy Allen White one where he's dating the mop. And I think it's like a post-credit scene where it's like Josh, I forget what his name is, Elizabeth
Jamal.
Banks. Yes. And he has a cat. This cat just so happens to be in love with his person and incredibly jealous of Elizabeth Banks. The thing that just like ruined my brain for a good while is that at the end of this particular sketch, the cat does things to itself to a picture of his person. That's a thing that you don't get to unsee, and it is the reason that I am wholeheartedly urging any listener to not watch this movie.
Well, it's streaming free on Plex, so check it out.
Of course it is.
No, apparently the whole movie, because I'm pretty sure it's a Farrelly Brothers movie, and that's like Dumb and Dumber, a lot of the Jim Carrey movies, the early 90s, Me, Myself, and Irene, and all those. And all these actors were contractually obligated to do another movie. It didn't specify what movie, they just had to do another movie for the studio. So this studio brought in all these people knowing that they couldn't say no and put them in this movie. Oh, and it is worth it.
It is a hell of a movie, and not in a good way.
Anyways, Emma Stone is in it, and I believe the story is that she blew a guy for magic beans and was trying to explain it to her boyfriend, who was Rory Culkin. Rory?
I forgot there was a third Culkin.
Kieran.
Kieran, yeah.
Yeah, Kieran, the big one. Like a huge Emmy winner. And has he won an Oscar?
No.
Or just an Emmy for
just Emmys, because I don't
Succession?
think he's really done a ton of movies.
He did one with
Family Trip. With
Robot
Eisenberg.
Man. Yeah, and she just explained to him that he was a wizard, Neil. So that's when I think of Emma Stone, I think of that scene.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, you should watch
Thankfully.
it on Plex, which I am downloading right now.
Really? You're gonna rewatch movie 43? I'm surprised you don't own it.
Well, I don't have it with me right now. I do own a copy of it, but I'm not at home with my collection. Okay, who you got next?
All right, so I have one more on this list, and that is namesake to my Instagram, Shia LaBeouf.
Was Shia the original did a Do It Lady guy? I think Shia LaBeouf.
Can we make that on? Can we put that on our TikTok? Nothing would get us attention like just do it, lady.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to it then. Man, I love Chit.
Chit, are you drinking at work? Yeah. Just a claw.
They ran out of his juice at the gas station.
I don't think I've ever seen anything take TikTok by storm like Chit has.
It is crazy. Someone made a Rosie the Riveter poster where it just says "Do it, lady," and it's Chit, and I want it on a sticker so bad.
Oh man.
Do what, Chit? Just do it. Do it all.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Do it, lady.
So Shia LaBeouf. started out as a Disney kid with Even Stevens. Once he got into his teenage years, he did the original set of Transformers movies. And he was just, I mean, he did have a little bit more of the drama when he did Disturbia when he was younger. But really, a lot of the stuff that he did was more of that like comedy, like goofball
Action.
shtick kind of stuff, or at least like the nerd who just got thrust into whatever the plot line was. As he got older, there was a couple of movies that he did. I want to say that he produced at least one of them himself, maybe more than that. But he had a couple of years where he did just dramas. So he did Peanut Butter Falcon with Dakota Johnson. He did
A show favorite.
Honey Boy. Huh?
I said Dakota Johnson was a cash exchange favorite.
She is, yeah. He did Honey Boy, where he played his own father. And it was supposed to be this like coming of age story for young Shia LaBeouf. And then he did American Honey. That one I didn't watch, so I don't have a well-rounded view of that plot line. But I think that he's tried to kind of separate himself from the Disney-fied persona and turn himself into more of a dramatic actor. Although I don't think that he has a lot of staying power because of all of the things that have happened with him behind the scenes. Just kind of the way that he's acted has not been.
He did Fury with Brad Pitt and a bunch of other people, and just the stories they tell about him going off the wall. And yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff doesn't make you very enticing to work with, especially when you don't have like, you're not a Brando. You don't have the Godfather behind you where you can pull all these shenanigans and everyone's like, well, that's Shia. So I think that was one of the turns because it was post Transformers. He had bombed with Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones, and then Fury was his comeback into like being in big box office movies again, and then all these stories started coming out about just how crazy he was being.
Yeah. Especially with his exes, because he was with Mia Goth for a long time. I think they have a child together, if I'm not mistaken. But there were a lot of reports of domestic violence between the two of them. Same was said with his ex before her, who I don't know if it's like fully pronounced because I've never heard it said out loud. I've only ever like seen it, but it's FKA Twigs, or formerly known as Twigs.
I have no idea who that is.
She was also with Robert Pattinson for a while. But
So she's got a type. She likes damaged goods.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, he's kind of had something of a renaissance. Like, I don't think that even if it was what he was looking for, that he would ever be a big celebrity again. But he has this kind of like name for himself in the indie films now, which I think is a lot better of a place for him than in like mainstream media.
Mainstream, yeah. Yeah, and then there was the whole bit where he watched all of his movies in chronological order in the theater and then filmed himself watching them all. The whole showing up to a premiere of some movie, I don't remember which one it is, with a paper bag over his head that said, "I'm not famous anymore."
Yeah. I think it was Cannes. I don't think that it was an actual like movie of his. I think it was like a film festival.
Will that get him kicked out? Never to come back?
Did it?
It seems like those are the kind of uppity people that would tell him. Berlin Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
But
I will say
he's
actual
got
Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, 10 out of 10.
Is that the short? Is that a short or is that a movie?
It's a performance piece. So actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, it's done by Rob Cantor, and I want to say it's a New York performance group. But they all perform in giant like paper mache Shia LaBeouf heads, and he has a cameo at the end of it. It's pretty fantastic. That is one of the things I will fully give my endorsement to, is go watch actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, is this the where he's in the theater clapping?
Yes.
Is that where that meme comes from? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Every once in a while, I used to be connected to the Alexas at Nate's apartment, and so every once in a while I would just start playing that on his speakers, and it freaked him out every time. It is one of my favorite bits. I will just...
I would do that with the kids whenever mom was watching them.
Yeah.
I'd get in on the cameras and start talking through it.
Mhm.
That's the best. And probably the worst
God?
for them. Yes, my child. Brush your teeth. Oh, man. The good old days.
All right, so you have one more big name?
The last person I have for my people today is an actor who came up in stand-up, had comedies early on. He did sitcoms and then movies. He did occasional dramatic roles that never really hit because he always had that stigma on him about where he came from. He wasn't very far removed from it. And then around the 90s, he started getting voice work and still had the same persona, even in his voice characters. And then came the late 90s, where he hit it big in a dramatic role with Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. And I think that was like a
Really?
film school project.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure. Of course, the actor that I'm talking about, Robin Williams. How do you feel? How do you feel about Robin Williams?
I love Robin Williams.
Yeah.
He is one of the, I think, the greatest actors of, I don't want to say of all time necessarily, but
Yeah.
he was an incredible performer.
He's definitely up there. He's got tons of memorable roles. Patch Adams, which was
Doubtfire.
one of his serious roles. Yeah, Miss Doubtfire, his comedic role that I don't think could work today.
I mean, the plot of that movie is also a little bizarre for a lot of reasons. He brought a petting zoo into the house. I think Sally Field was right to be a little mad.
And
Nothing
then
warrants a divorce.
the suspension of disbelief with the fact that this caricature of a person is all of a sudden in their house and no one catches on to anything.
I mean, if you see Zoe Deschanel suddenly without the bangs, without the big glasses, you can kind of understand how Clark Kent could be not seen as Superman, for the same reason that I think you could maybe convince me that Mrs. Doubtfire was not.
So you watch Elf and you don't see Jodie and think, there's something familiar about her. This gigantic-eyed, blonde-haired, bangless woman. There's just something. I can't put my finger on it. And now, this is someone that you've spent years and years and years of your life with daily, and you don't pick up on anything?
I think because of how drastically different Jodie feels from the general Zoe Deschanel vibe, I think if you added prosthetics, a full character identity with a background, and you really stuck to that, I think it could be somewhat convincing.
Okay. You might be right.
I'm giving it to him.
You might be right. Okay. Have you ever seen Jack?
No.
It's a weird one. It's a movie about a child who was born with like extreme aging, like goes through all of it like super fast, and then it's just an excuse for Robin Williams to act like a fourth grader, and then there's a teacher that falls in love with him, and and then he ends up dying. It's
unpleasant.
Yeah, I think it was a swing and a miss. It's a decent movie, but when you really start to break it down, it's maybe not yeah, you don't want to think about it too hard. But
Sure,
have you ever seen Good Will Hunting?
I think I've seen parts of it, but I don't think I've seen like the whole movie.
Like being in Boston, it's so you got The Departed, The Town, and Good Will Hunting are all movies I think about when I think about Boston.
Sure.
Being able to go back and watch him in that role, I think that is his biggest departure besides all the murdery stuff that he had
Hmm.
done. I think no. So Good Will Hunting was before he started doing that kind of stuff, before he did 1 Hour Photo, anything like that. So this was the big departure from everything that we'd known about him before, and it is such a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's definitely worth a full watch when you get a chance.
Okay.
Got
I will say Robin Williams is a powerhouse across the board, but one of my favorite of his performances is 1 Hour Photo. There are very few movies that have made me just so viscerally uncomfortable from start to finish as 1 Hour Photo. Have you seen it?
it's been a while, but yeah, I've seen it.
I watched it, I think, like, a couple years ago again, and it is I think the thing that makes it so uncomfortable is just that you know who Robin Williams is. Robin Williams was a part of everyone's childhood, from Mork and Mindy to Jeannie to a million other things.
RV,
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
RIP. Man, I miss Robin Williams.
Me too. But so I'm someone who I like flipping through pictures. Like having them on your
Mhm.
phone is fine, whatever, but I like the physical picture. And
Yeah.
so every now and then I will get a batch of photos together and I'll send them off to the photo place. And I'll get them printed
Mhm.
off. And without fail, every single time that I am getting pictures printed, all I can think of is what perv is looking at my pictures and is going to start stalking us.
Mhm. I mean, I think there's a it's better and worse these days because you're not going to the same photo lab people in a I think he's at, like, a Save Mart or something like that, some, like, Walmart knockoff,
Hmm.
but, like, you're not going to the same people developing these photos for years and years, so they don't get to watch your family grow,
Yeah.
but also, anyone with an internet connection, if you don't have a private Instagram account and like to share things, could very reasonably be Psy from 1 Hour Photo,
They could.
which is why you shouldn't post your kids. Just putting
I
it out there.
I don't.
My personal opinion.
I don't even know the last time a photo of me was posted.
I
I
could tell you several.
I'm by me.
Oh, by you? That's fair.
Yeah, I have no control over the other ones that get posted of me. But as far as all of our listeners are concerned, I'm just that little avatar on the coin.
Yeah.
And then now I guess that's all out the window now that we're doing TikToks and reels and shorts, and which, by the way, perfect segue. Go follow our socials. We'll give you clips for future episodes. We'll maybe even ask
Mhm.
for your input on episode ideas, episode titles, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Cash Exchange Pod, Gmail, cashexchangepod@gmail.com. And those are my plugs for that, I think. That's all of them. Yeah. Oh, 5-star reviews, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music. There we go. That's my plugs. And Pepsi. Still not sponsored, but would love to be. You took a chance on Madam Web, take a chance on us.
God willing, the antithesis of Madam Web.
But no, Robin Williams, what was his last role?
I think it was Teddy Roosevelt in Battle for the Smithsonian.
Absolutely anything. The voice of Dennis the dog.
Oh,
Simon
that
Pegg
is.
and Kate Beckinsdale movie.
I
Bring
stand
it
by it.
back
I'm going to keep
around.
pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, some weird alien. A group of eccentric aliens confers a human being with power to do absolutely anything as an experiment.
Hmm.
Oh, it's a Terry Jones movie.
I don't know who that is.
Monty Python guy.
Okay.
But yeah, his last like mainstream movie was Night at the Museum: Secret of the Tomb.
Oh, okay.
As Theodore Roosevelt. But his the end of his career and his life is super sad. Word came out that he had taken his own life by hanging himself in his closet, and a lot of people had a hard time reconciling that because they knew him as like this like crazy, outlandish person that just wanted to make people laugh. And I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people chalked it up to like they can make everyone else happy, but inside they're just completely destroyed. And so a lot of people maybe weren't totally surprised by it, but were able to come to terms with it in that light. But then it came out that he had just been diagnosed with Lewy body dementia,
Yeah.
I think, which is that a form of ALS?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a degenerative disease that would end up taking over his body, and it's difficult with stuff like that because when you get a diagnosis of something like that, you know, things are only going to get worse. There's no cure. There's no getting better with it. But then you also take into account that he left behind family. He left behind children,
Yeah.
and I'm not knocking anyone for choices that they decide in their lives. If you don't if this isn't what you want anymore, I'm not gonna be one to say, "Hey, no, you gotta power through, you gotta do it." But
Mhm.
on the same note, like, I would also recognize that there's all these people that you're leaving behind to clean up your mess. So, I don't know. It's sad either way,
Yeah.
whatever was going through his mind at the end, and hopefully he was able to get peace because he had a very rocky life, a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, been to rehab, I don't know how many times. But he was one of those ones that were given a good send off. Like there's a lot of people that they were beloved and then they pass away and then all this stuff comes out about them. People just want to tear them down now that they're not here to defend themselves. And I hate that stuff. Like if you have the balls to say it after they're dead, you should have the balls to say it when they're still alive so they can defend themselves against it.
Sure.
But none of that happened with him. There wasn't anything that came out and all these scandals that came out post death. And I think that was really good indicator of the career that he had and the life that he lived.
I think to some extent, the dementia diagnosis, it kind of seems like a way for people to just kind of make sense of something that realistically can't have a lot of sense made about it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really understand, just as humans, tragedy.
Hmm.
We don't really understand how certain things like this can come to be, especially in a case with the Robin Williams situation. We want to believe that it had to have been something bigger. There had to have been a big enough reason for him to do something like this.
Yeah.
I think there's realistically a million answers, and I don't think any of them are satisfying. None of them are supposed to be. It is a tragedy. Regardless of how or why it happened, it's a tragedy.
Hmm.
For by all accounts, he was, like you said, he was an incredible man. Like he has an incredible, indelible legacy. Thankfully, nothing has happened since then that was trying to be the contrary. But
Yeah. Yeah. Like, do you know Jimmy Savile?
yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And his story, he was like beloved his entire career while he was living. He was a big BBC guy, um, British Broadcasting Company, not anything else.
Uh-huh. I don't think anyone thought the other one.
And like he had all these charities set up for kids. He had a show called Jimmy'll Do It where kids wrote in about a
Jim will
wish,
fix it.
or Jim will fix it, that they a wish that they want fulfilled, and then he would pick somebody and fulfill their wish and all this stuff. And then after he died, all this stuff came out about essentially what amounts to like a pedophilia ring that he was the mastermind of. And I'm just so glad that none of that wasn't ever anything that Robin Williams got caught up in and tarnished his entire body of work, because there's so much for everyone. Like there's a Robin Williams something for everyone, from little
Yeah.
kids all the way to adults, and even people that are like towards the end of their life and they start coming to these realizations, and they can take something like Good Will Hunting, they can take something like The Butler. That was a real good movie.
Yeah.
And there's still stuff that's applicable to them even though they're towards the end of their life. And yeah, so as far as all the actors that we mentioned today, as far as I'm concerned, I think the actor that did the best job of breaking the mold, breaking the typecasting, escaping being pigeonholed has been Robin Williams.
Absolutely agree.
All right. Well, we've made an amazing two-parter. Do you have any words of wisdom?
I had one quick thought before we actually take off. You watched 28 Years Later, right?
Not yet, no.
Oh, then never mind. I don't have any closing thoughts for that.
But other people have, so let it fly.
So the beginning of 28 Years Later, it's a group of kids that are watching the Teletubbies, and a lot of stuff happens in the middle. And then at the end of it, there's a group of people who are dressed in like rainbow jumpsuits or tracksuits. And I thought that it was a tie-in to the beginning of the movie because they start with Teletubbies. Apparently, the last bit of 28 Years Later is a tie-in to Jimmy Savile, which is a weird choice.
Huh. Yeah.
I don't know if I recommend you watching that movie because it is a lot of strange things.
In what context?
So there's I don't even know how to properly phrase the thing that happens at the end of this movie. There's a band of Swedish parkour enthusiasts.
Okay.
Swedish parkour zombie slayers who are dressed in rainbow tracksuits.
And that's in reference to Jimmy Savile?
Yeah. Because I messaged a friend of mine after I watched the movie because I know she'd already seen it. And I was like, so what was this? Because it came like completely out of left field. And she was like, apparently it's a like reference to this. And I was like, I was really hoping it would be Teletubbies because this is a much worse choice. As soon as you watch 28 Years Later, I need you to let me know. I need to talk to someone about it.
Okay. I don't even know if
Very
I've
weird.
seen Days or Months Later.
You haven't?
28 days. If I have, it's been
28 days, 28
forever.
weeks, 20 years.
Is it streaming?
I don't think
It's
so.
on Pluto.
Not yet. Oh, okay.
No,
Do you have to rent it?
the Days Later is on Pluto.
Okay.
And then you said the next one was Weeks?
Yeah, I think Weeks is on Hulu.
Okay. Yeah, I will check it out and get back to you on it. But that's an odd choice. Imogen Poots is in it.
Yeah, she's a teenager, I think. She's young.
Is she in the new one? Or does she not make it out of this one?
She's not in the new one.
Okay, yeah. Closing. Don't do anything in this life that you don't want to take with you into the next.
Remember, guys, don't ever, for any reason, do anything to anyone for any reason ever, no matter what, no matter where or who you were with or where you were going or where you've been, ever, for any reason whatsoever. Michael Scott, Cash Exchange.
And on that, we'll see ya.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.